In the old days, a man once became rich overnight, and by the next sunrise, he had already lost something far more valuable than his gold. Long ago, in a small desert town surrounded by dusty roads and date palm trees, there lived a young man named Kareem. The town was simple: mud houses, narrow streets, people who knew each other's names, fathers, and even grandfathers. In that town, respect was earned quietly, not by noise but by character. Kareem was not born rich. His father was a simple cloth merchant. They lived in a small house with a wooden door that creaked every time it opened. But they had something most people envied: peace. When Kareem's father passed away, he left behind a small shop and a piece of advice. "Son, wealth is a servant. The day you try to make it your master, it will destroy you." Kareem nodded that day. But he was young, and youth listens but rarely understands. Years passed. Kareem worked hard. He traveled to nearby cities. He traded spices, silk, and rare perfumes. Slowly, his small shop turned into the biggest trading house in town. People started noticing him, and something inside him started changing. At first, it was small. He replaced his simple clothes with expensive robes. He bought a tall horse instead of walking. He renovated his house with marble and carved doors. There's nothing wrong with success, nothing wrong with growth. But Kareem didn't just grow. He began to display. Every evening, he would ride through the busiest street, his horse decorated with silver bells, his clothes shining under the sunset. Children stared. Men whispered. Women watched from rooftops. And Kareem loved it. He began hosting large feasts, not to feed the poor, but to show the rich how much richer he had become. Golden plates, perfumed fountains, musicians from distant lands. Whenever someone praised him, his chest rose higher. One day, an old man from the town approached him. It was Hakeem, the same wise elder who had been a friend of Kareem's father. Hakeem looked at the large crowd, the decorations, the noise. Then he looked at Kareem. "You have grown wealthy," Hakeem said calmly. Kareem smiled proudly. "Yes, Allah has blessed me." Hakeem nodded. "And what have you done with that blessing?" Kareem laughed lightly. "Is this not obvious? Look around you." Hakeem didn't smile. Gold shines the brightest when it is in the ground. Once you pull it out and wave it in the sun, everyone wants a piece of it. Kareem felt slightly offended. "You worry too much, old man," he replied. "I have earned this. Let people see." Hakeem left quietly, but the town did not stay the same. At first, people admired Kareem. Then they compared. Then they envied. Merchants who once greeted him warmly now forced smiles. Old friends felt small sitting beside him. Even distant traders began to compete harder. And somewhere, in a darker corner of the town, two strangers began watching him closely. They noticed his routines, the evenings he rode out, the guards he hired, the treasures he stored. Because when you display treasure loudly, you also announce its location. One night, during one of his grand feasts, music echoed through the streets. Kareem was laughing loudly, showing his guests a new chest filled with gold coins. "Look at this," he said proudly. "This is only from last month's trade." His guests gasped. But not all gasps are innocent. That same night, while Kareem entertained his admirers, his storage house at the back was set on fire. Flames rose silently at first, then wildly. By the time someone shouted, it was too late. Half his goods burned. Several chests disappeared. The town gathered outside. Whispers spread faster than smoke. Kareem stood frozen. For the first time, the crowd that once admired him was simply watching, not helping, not crying, just watching.
Stay here, this is Legacy Aweken TV.
Because admiration born from show-off is shallow. It disappears with the shine. Days later, Kareem tried to rebuild. But something had shifted. Trade partners hesitated. Competitors undercut his prices. Some even spread rumors that his wealth had been exaggerated all along. And worst of all, the peace inside his home was gone. He couldn't sleep without fear. He couldn't trust easily. He couldn't enjoy what remained. One evening, he went to Hakim. This time without silk robes, without silver bells, just a tired face. Hakim poured him tea. "You warned me," Karim said quietly. Hakim sighed. "Your father understood something you forgot." Karim looked down. "I only wanted people to see that I had become something." Hakim replied softly, "And in trying to become seen, you became exposed." Silence filled the room. Hakim continued, "Wealth is not the problem. Display is. Beauty is not the problem. Exposure is. Strength is not the problem. Arrogance is." Karim listened like a child again. When something is protected, it has value. When it is constantly displayed, it invites hands. Some to admire, some to steal. Tears formed in Karim's eyes, not for the gold, but for the peace he had traded. Years passed again. Karim rebuilt his business, but differently. No more loud feasts. No more silver bells. No more open chests of gold. He still became wealthy. But this time quietly. He helped widows anonymously. He repaired roads without putting his name on them. He gave loans without interest. People began respecting him again. But this respect felt different. It was deeper, calmer, real. One day a young merchant asked him, "Sir, how did you become so successful?" Karim smiled gently. "I stopped trying to look successful." The young man frowned. Karim continued, "The more you show, the more you lose. The more you protect, the more you keep." And then he added something he wished he had understood earlier. Real power doesn't shout. It whispers. In the end, Karim understood what his father meant. Wealth is a servant, but the moment you use it to feed your ego, it becomes your master. And masters don't protect you. They test you. So tell me, if you had treasure in your hands, would you guard it quietly, or wave it in the marketplace, and hope no one reaches for it?